Hello, indie music fans. I am JoJo Keys, founder of Indie Music Plus, and welcome to the very first featured artist interview of 2016. Our featured artist this week is Ridley Victoria out of Chicago, Illinois. I had a chance to sit down with her a couple of days ago to talk about her brand new single, House in the Tree.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
So you have a single?
Yes, I do. It is called House in the Tree, and I released it maybe like 3 weeks ago on SoundCloud, and it's also on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, blah, 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 Shazam. You can Shazam it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And basically it's just like, it's a little different from what I've been doing. Has a different sound to it, more of like a mainstream commercial sound than most of my other stuff, which is, you know, kind of good in a way. And yeah, it's new and it's fresh and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I like the Ridley poet thing, because you do some.
Yeah.
I don't even really want to call it rap. It's more poetry over music, the way you speak.
Exactly. You totally understand. It's like, I hate the word rapper. I know everyone says that. I know that's like a cliche thing to say, like, I hate the word rapper, call me an artist. But like, I really do agree with that statement. It's like rapping has taken on a whole different face these days, So like, I go with the word poet and poetry because that's how I feel. That's what I feel it is. It's just because I've been writing poetry, like real poetry, like writing down stanzas and stuff like that since I was like maybe 5 or 6. And it just turned into music. So I always view myself as like a poet at heart. So that's what kind of where that came from.
Definitely. That's the first thing that attracted me to your music was I've been in the music industry, you could say, for a long time. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Yeah, see, I was doing music professionally like when you were just being born. So, and the thing that I was involved in, in a lot of different styles of music, but a lot of pop, funk, and hip hop stuff. Okay, so like the thing that attracted me to your music at first was the fact that it wasn't your regular cliche raps, like you would say.
Yeah.
What's the name? Your name, Ridley the Poet, on Twitter, sort of gave it away a little bit as well. But it also made me think what I was saying. So we're gonna go ahead.
Yeah.
The first song we're gonna listen to is going to be your new single, "House in the Tree."
I've been thinking about cutting you off. How the fuck you a man when your pussy so soft? Yeah, you the one that made that cherry pop. I remember when you always wanted me on top. And like that shit, I've been thinking about hitting you up. Got this Bacardi and Coca in my cup. The moment I saw you, I had to fuck. But you always wanted more, I was never enough. Whenever I was mad, you used to grab me by my hair, go inside me like a feeling that made me no longer care. And you fucked the girl next door, I know I was inside your head. Baby, little did you know your cheating ass would end up dead. But da-da-da-da-da, I'm vibing. Da-da-da-da-da, I'm vibing. Da-da-da-da-da, I'm vibing. Da-da-da-da-da, I've been thinking about grabbing that throat, make you spank me, squealing like a billy goat. I'll make your eyes roll back while I bite your neck, and you grinning like you just cashed a check. And I run my tongue up and down your back, just squeeze, don't let go. I've been thinking about turning you out, let you know what I am really all about. Listen to your ears, but baby turn around. Booty up against you, face down on the ground. Whenever I was mad, he used to grab
That's
me
a great song.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So you say that you use different producers and stuff and songwriters, and how does your songwriting?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, there's kind of like a new wave going on with like us up and comers. I feel like, with people who are big now and like back in the day, it was kind of like you find like one or two producers and you just stick with them and they like make all your stuff. Like, I know like a lot of labels and like sub labels have like in-house producers and stuff like that. And I don't really believe in that. I feel like if you like a beat, you like a beat. So if you want to use it, you can use it. And I'll admit, I go on YouTube and I look for beats on YouTube. I usually, buy them or lease them or whatever just to give full credit to the producer because I feel like that's fair. But like I'll just find people in person too. Like if someone says, oh, I make beats, I'll be like, oh, let me listen to them, and if they're cool, I'll like buy one off of them, or sometimes they'll give them to me for free. So it's just kind of like a whole networking process, just seeing who is down to ride with you and stuff like that.
Very cool. Yeah, I think collab is probably the most popular word on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's collab. Cool. So I just have a couple of written down questions, the basics pretty much. So you're 21. When did you start singing?
It's kind of blurry because, well, the first time I ever remember singing was when I was maybe like 4. Uh-huh. Like in front of people, like literally like singing, like for an audience, probably like 4 years old. So it's been a while. I remember the oldest memory I have of like singing in front of a bunch of people is my elementary school talent show in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I sang Skylark. I don't know if you know that song. I don't even know who originally sang it, but for a 4/5-year-old, it's a very difficult song to sing, and people were like, oh, she nailed it, and she's just 4. So, that was kind of like where things started, and that was kind of when people discovered my talent or whatever. So, and my mom is definitely a huge influence for me because she's a jazz vocalist. So she definitely got me into, jazz and like old stuff, just all types of music actually. So
very cool. That's awesome. And then I don't know if Jacob is still here, but he had a question. How can you help people through your music? Is that anything that you think of? Like that?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like sometimes the best way to help people is to just make art. I don't think that you necessarily have to spend all your time going out and giving money to charities and making appearances and talking about the starving children in Africa and blah, blah, blah. I feel like sometimes it's the best thing is just to speak to people, and I do that through my music. So, like for example, House in the Tree, it's not really like a world message or anything, but it's kind of a crazy song, but it relates to women and men, primarily women, just because of, it's coming from a girl's standpoint. But just that's an example because like it just kind of relates to how people feel in relationships and when things kind of go left, when things go wrong in relationships. And I feel like that's just one of many of my songs that have like a deeper meaning, a hidden message that everyone can relate to. So.
Very cool. Well, you're a very well-spoken young lady. Let me tell you that.
Oh, thank you. I try.
You're going to go far if you keep doing what you're doing right now. I'll tell you that right now.
I hope so. That's the goal.
I really dig your music. Like, I don't know. Are you your flavor is more to me like Jill Scottish and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of people compare me to her.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare you to her necessarily.
Yeah, just the feel of my music is very Jill Scotty. Especially Creator Tyler. You've heard that one, the jazzy one, the really jazzy one. Like with the call and response part, the and then people like, answer to me or whatever. Like people are like, oh my gosh, this is like 1970s jazz. Like, Yeah, that was the point. Like, I'm trying to like just throw stuff out there that people like can barely catch because they're just like, what is she doing now? Like, it's just like boom, boom, boom. You never know what I'm gonna do. So
Awesome. Great.
Do you have anybody, like, do you have a manager, or do you have any, are you interested in a label, or are you just gonna do your own thing?
It's hard to say. I don't want to say like I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this. But I do not have a manager right now. So I didn't hear what you said.
That's okay. I guess, do you have a plan?
Oh, yeah, kind of. I don't have a manager right now. I don't really even have like a set team, but I do have support systems, and I do have fellow artists that I work with, and like I said, producers and photographers, just all sorts of people who dig my stuff and are willing to help me out. As far as labels go, I don't ever really want to sign. I really don't. Like, ever. But things happen. I mean, if there was ever a deal that came across my path that seemed organic and like natural, I would probably go with it, just to help get me out there. But as far as like how labels and stuff like that goes these days, it just doesn't really sound appealing to me. So for now, I'm gonna stay independent.
You're basically saying what I was saying when I was 21.
Yeah.
In the ages of 19 and 22, I was in a band that was being seriously courted by pretty much all the major labels. We never actually got a deal when it was all was said and done, and it actually was a good thing because we learned that we were going to have to pay back almost $250,000 in recoupment if we ended up getting a deal, because we were signed with a publishing company, and they had us doing all this stuff. And that's when I learned that it was just like, I do not want to be involved with that crap,
Yeah.
So you have a good outlook. Definitely. How do you do any social media or anything?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Snapchat, which is a personal favorite of mine. I'm on, what'd you say?
Oh, I was just going to say there's a guy in here. I don't know if he's actually listening because I think he's multi-blabbing, but Jonathan Tripp up there, the second guy on the left, from the left.
Oh, okay.
Snapchat. So I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm on Facebook. I think that's it. Just like the main ones. I don't really delve into like the crazy ones like Pinterest and like Tumblr, all that stuff. Like it gets too complicated for me. But things that are simple and I can understand, I'm on it. So, and pretty much everything is Ridley the Poet, except for Snapchat is Rid Morgan, which is my last name because I made it a long time ago, and that was like before I started really taking music seriously, so I didn't really put my artist name as my Snapchat name. So
cool. Well, we're gonna go ahead and listen to another song. Which one? You said you wanted to feature a couple of your new ones. We'll probably listen to this one and then one more, and then we'll be done.
Okay. You can play Monster. That's
okay.
Fairly new one.
Cool. So this is Ridley Victoria with Monster.
Inside a circle's path. Stop. Keep on running, darling, don't look back. Stop. Cause you're silent, waiting to attack. Stop. Never demonstrate one bit of tact. When they said you were afraid, I would just tell them different. But the last mistake you made had me fucking finished. If you'd like to try again, boy, you know I'm in it. But that doesn't show I'm weak, it shows the fact I'm given. Is it hard where my heart is? 'Cause losing you is the hardest. Can you show me where your mind goes? Where your mind goes, where your mind goes. Is your heart where my heart is? 'Cause losing you is the hardest. Can you show me where your mind goes? Where your mind goes, where your mind goes. All these thoughtless thinkings gallivanting through my dome. I will remain a queen forever. Don't be eyeballing the throne, I'm not alone.
All right.
There are a lot of things I dread, of things I know.
So tell us a little bit about that tune.
Monster was released back when I was in LA. I was living in LA for a while. Until like August of last year, 2015. That was actually, that kind of has like two counter stories, I guess. The first verse is about a guy I was dating out there. It basically is saying like, it was just kind of like a problem with fear, you know? Relationships spark a lot of fear sometimes. So he was very afraid of opening up to me and letting me completely into his life, you know. And I was just kind of speaking to him through song. I was just kind of like, is your heart where my heart is? Like, are we on the same page? Are you willing to go through with this? Or am I wasting my time, kind of thing? And it's funny because we're actually like pretty good friends now. And he like, I actually have mentioned him in a couple of my songs, and he's just like, oh my god, I play Monster like every day. It's like, so like that's kind of weird, but like on the other hand, it's like cool, you know, because it's like, it's cool that we can like get past that and just like enjoy the music, you know, because that's the most important thing, is just enjoying the music. So that's what that's about. And then the second verse is kind of like speaking to the world, like kind of like my future fans or my future haters, or however you want to phrase it, just kind of saying like, I'm gonna take over and there's nothing you can do about it. Kind of like I'm going to make my stamp, make my mark on this world, on this music industry, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. So
Awesome.
Kind of what that song is about.
Yeah. So like, who are, you know, this is standard interview question stuff, but who are your influences? Who do you like?
Well, obviously everyone asks me that, like everyone, and
that question.
I'll give you the 100% true answer. I really don't have a lot. Like I said, my mom played, you know, like not a lot of jazz, but some jazz, and just like older stuff while I was growing up, like Nat King Cole and Etta James and Natalie Cole, who, rest in peace, she just died on New Year's Eve. Jill Scott, you know, people like that. But I also grew up listening to like Black Eyed Peas and like, you know, just random stuff, just everything you can think of. But the one thing I didn't really listen to growing up that much was rap. I kind of got into rap when I became a teenager. I remember the first rap song I was obsessed with was Go DJ by Lil Wayne. So it's kind of like, I'm just kind of all over the place. I don't really have set influences. I'm not going to say like, oh, this is my favorite person, I love her or I love him, because I don't really have any. It's just kind of like a melting pot of people, I guess.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is that's how music is these days, you know? It's either pick to be like a thrash band or a rapper if you want to be completely focused on that. But the beauty of it is that, you know, indie music isn't a genre necessarily, it's an attitude, and it is all melting pot. Because you can literally take everything and just sort of put it together, and if it's done right, it can be magical, and you make your own corner of the music world or whatever.
Exactly, and that's what I try to do. I try to just take everything I like and implement it in one song. And it kind of like confuses people because they're like, what genre is this? Like, what is she trying to accomplish? I'm just like, yes, that's what I'm trying to accomplish, is confusing you. So
we're a lot alike. Great. Love it. Yeah, so like, how many albums do you have out, or how many songs do you have out, or have you written or recorded?
I have one full project out. It's called Neophyte. It's a mixtape that I released back in April. That is a weird project because when I first started taking music really seriously, which was almost like 2 years ago now, I was stuck on rap. Like, I was just hardcore going for the rap and not singing as much. And I was just really focused on like nitty gritty hip hop, like kind of like 90s, early 2000s sound of hip hop. And that whole mixtape is just like straight rap, just gritty, like street rap. So it's, I don't really show people that project a lot just because I'm kind of on a whole nother wave now. But that's the only like full project I have out, and then I'm working on my EP right now, which is going to be titled Double Tongue, and that includes House in the Tree, Levels, and Monster so far, which are all released, and then there will be like 3 or 4 more songs on there as well. So
very cool, awesome. So we'll play another song here then. We'll do like one more song, and then we'll close it up. We'll chat another second or so, and then we'll close it up, and we'll open up a seat if anybody wants to come in and chat. I guess I'd have another Blab to do at noon, so I won't be able to leave it open for very long, but we'll just give away an opportunity to come in and chat with you. Right? So what song do you want to do next?
You can play Levels, since that's the last one on the EP.
Very cool. Here it is. This is Ridley Victoria with Level.
Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Hands in the air. Yeah. Hands in the air like you just don't care. Hands in the air for the assholes. Mickey didn't care about his last hoe. I don't give a fuck if you ask me. If we're being honest, niggas got me feeling so low. Hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream, but they never loved us. Took a left hook to the eye from Mako. Had to be bums cause his fam didn't trust us, and it just sucks. Mr. Tiller didn't care about my music, he just stayed tryna fuck. Met a man stuck in his imagination, all these make-believes, and accusations. Devil's name is Devin, he's an industry hoe, and I tell him right now like I told him before. And if we being 100, we know a rose don't grow. Turn to Jesus Christ cause she don't know where to go. Stacy's mom has got it going on, but a little son child is just fucking wrong. What's a fake hippie to a goddess? Yeah, you want the deep, little mama, let's be honest. Heard you were riding B's dick in the projects. Just go back in your fake little closet. This is a song that I wrote for the hard times. Bet you didn't know we had love, but we lost it. Niggas, they be plotting on the low. No more talking shit, but you don't know.
That was a song that I wrote while I was in LA. Sorry, I'm trying to answer Hannah while talking to you. I'm not doing very well.
Go ahead and talk.
Okay, there we go. There we go. That was a song I wrote while I was in LA. It's basically, I'm gonna be honest, it's a sneak diss track. It's basically, I met a lot of interesting characters in Southern California.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and I just decided to make a song, a tribute to all of them at one time.
Nice.
So basically, like all the names, there's one name, I won't say which name is the real name. There's only one name that was the actual name of the person, but the other names are like, in novels or whatever, like fictional novels where they like use real people, but they like change their name a little bit or whatever in the book. I kind of did that. So basically, I just told the story of living in LA and dealing with these, suspect characters. And it just, I don't know, it ended up being like everyone's favorite song just because it was, you know, speaking truth. And that was the first song that I ever used auto-tune on, like Melodyne. So I think that like resonated well with people too, because people love the sound of auto-tune. Like, I don't know why, but like people love that sound. Yeah, so I mean, I love it too. Like, I don't like the like over excessive stuff, but like using it like wisely, like to make like a cool sound, I totally rock with that. So he said auto-tune is life.
I'll be honest, you nailed it right there, because it is a tool that you can use, and it's a good tool, but it is so overused lately. It's just, it gets on my nerves so badly. But that was one thing that I was going to say about you, is I've noticed that you use it, but it's not, you use your real voice. You know what I mean? You don't cover your voice.
Especially like on House in the Tree, the whole thing is Melodyne, but it's like, it's not like I needed it, or, you know, it's not a crutch. I used it for a certain sound. I use it for that mainstream commercial sound that I was going for. So, yeah.
Exactly.
When you perform live and you sound like crap, it kind of like throws people off, because they expected you to sound like how you did auto-tune, and it's just like, whoa.
Exactly. Like I've heard, like I get tons of submissions, right, for Indie Music Plus, like crazy amount of submissions. And the thing that I notice the most is that rappers these days, especially the ones who don't, you know, are very good at it, the auto-tune is just out of control.
Yeah.
It's like, are you rapping or are you singing? I really can't tell.
Yeah, there's this weird like thing going on where like it's like I feel like singing is coming back, like R&B is coming back, so like that's kind of scaring rappers, so they're trying to sing. So it kind of sucks for the rappers who can't sing necessarily. So what? I
said, or at least carry a hook.
Yeah. So I just find that funny. And some people can pull it off. Like, I don't know, an example would be like Travis Scott. Travis Scott, I think he can pull it off. He's got like that hipster like rapper singer thing going on. But like there are a lot of people who are just like, why? Why are you doing this?
Yep. Okay, so we've been going 30 minutes. So do you have anything else that you want to tell everybody before we stop recording for the actual recording? You can send out links, shout outs, whatever you want to do.
All I would say is just follow me on pretty much anything, Twitter, Instagram. Twitter and Instagram are both Ridley, at Ridley the Poet, Ridley the Poet.
Okay.
Facebook is Ridley Victoria, and Snapchat is Rid Morgan, Morgan. So.
Right on. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for all the replay viewers here on Blab, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that stuff. I'm JoJo Keys, owner of Indie Music Plus. We've been talking with our featured artist for next week, Ridley Victoria, and listening to summer music. You can visit indiemusicplus.com starting on Monday and check out her full feature. So y'all have a great one, and that does it for this episode.